Russia's Black Sea Fleet suffered a crushing defeat at the hands of Ukraine despite not having encountered its own fleet at sea. U.S. Army Special Forces officer Steve Balestrieri writes in an article for 1945, Russia's special military operation in Ukraine has been a disaster for its armed forces. The loss of nearly 500,000 troops, thousands of tanks and hundreds of aircraft has shocked the world. But an even more devastating blow has been the virtual expulsion of the Black Sea Fleet from Crimea. And this has happened despite the fact that Ukraine has no warships of its own, a situation that seemed impossible. At the start of the invasion in February 2022, the Ukrainian Navy had only one significant warship, the frigate Hetman Sahaidachny, which had to be sunk in the port of Nikolaev to prevent it from being captured by the Russians. It seemed that Russia had complete control over the sea, but these assumptions turned out to be wrong. When Russia launched a full-scale invasion on February the 24th, 2022, its Black Sea Fleet consisted of 74 ships, the vast majority of which were based in occupied Crimea. However, in April of that year, the Ukrainians were able to locate the Black Sea Fleet's flagship, the guided missile cruiser Moskva. This ship became famous thanks to the events of Snake Island, when its crew demanded that the Ukrainian garrison surrender, receiving the response, "Russian warship, go fuck yourself." The Ukrainian military sent a Bayraktar TB-2 drone to distract the enemy, then fired 2 Neptune anti-ship missiles from a coastal battery near Odessa. The attack caused the Moskva to catch fire, its ammunition to detonate, and the ship to sink on April the 14th. Russia tried to hide the reality, claiming that the cruiser sank due to a fire on board. However, the incident was a serious blow to the prestige of the Russian Navy and Vladimir Putin personally. During the first year of the war, the Ukrainians used defensive deterrence tactics, stopping potential Russian amphibious operations west of the Dnieper. On June the 30th, 2022, they recaptured Zemini Island, and in late July, the UN-brokered Black Sea Grain Agreement was concluded. In addition, the large landing ship Saratov was destroyed. In July 2023, following Russia's withdrawal from the grain deal, Ukraine went on the offensive. The main goal of the campaign was to weaken Russia's Black Sea Fleet and isolate occupied Crimea. Ukrainian naval drones and missiles carried out increasingly precise strikes, demonstrating the growing effectiveness of Ukrainian drone technology. Special Operations Forces operations significantly complicated Russian military supply lines, and the re-establishment of control over the Boyko-Rishka oil platforms was another important success. In September 2023, Ukrainian missiles struck the Black Sea Fleet headquarters in Sevastopol, killing some of the command staff. Overall, Ukraine has destroyed or damaged about a third of Russian warships in the Black Sea since the start of the war. Russia has been unable to block Ukrainian export routes and has had to resort to direct bombing to attack grain terminals, indicating serious difficulties in controlling sea routes. However, the biggest humiliation for Russia was the forced withdrawal of its fleet from Crimea to safer harbors on Russia's territory due to Ukrainian attacks. According to the UK Ministry of Defence, as of March 2024, Russia's Black Sea Fleet has become functionally inactive. The Black Sea is of strategic importance to Russia as it is used to transport oil and gas to Europe and the Middle East. However, after a series of crushing defeats, Ukraine has effectively gained control of the maritime situation. Despite the protracted war, Ukraine has won a decisive victory in the Black Sea, and Russia's attempts to intimidate the world with threats of nuclear escalation sound as empty as its empty ports in Sevastopol, the expert concluded.
Ukrainian intelligence revealed new details of the recent operation in Crimea. New footage of the operation has been released. Technological battle on the peninsula, the defeat of Russian radar stations is recorded on the footage. Intelligence showed how the drone of the special unit Ghosts escaped a missile strike. The drone dodged a missile from the Russian Pantsir S-1 complex and continued its attack. Recall that these days Ukraine's defense intelligence carried out strikes on Russian air defense systems in temporarily occupied Crimea, rendering them ineffective. Ukraine's defense intelligence reported the information. For several days, the occupiers in temporarily occupied Crimea were shaken by an unprecedented roar. Their costly air defense systems proved powerless against the precise strikes of Ukraine's defense intelligence, the report says. Among the destroyed air defense systems, 48 Ya-6, K-1 Podlet, 2 units, 1 L-125 Niobium SV, 2 units, 39 N-6 Kasta 2x10 squared, 3 units, 9 C-19 Ginger, NATO designation, High Screen, Nebo SV, S-300 VM, Nebo M, 59 N-6, Protivnik GE, Mice radar. Additionally, the strikes targeted and damaged an S-300 SV launcher, command posts of the ST-68 radar, the 39 N-6 Kasta 2x10 squared radar. Furthermore, 3 Pantsir S-1 anti-aircraft missile and gun systems, a C-4236 project transport and towing vessel, the universal tugboat Fedor Yuryapin, and a Russian Mi-8 helicopter were also hit. Video showing the aftermath of the Ukrainian drone attack at Russia's strategic Engels airfield has been published in social media. The videos published on X show the destruction caused by the drone attack on the airfield in southern Russian Saratov region on the night leading to March 20 as well as the moment of the strike. The attack has potentially destroyed a significant stockpile of Russian missiles and fuel in the area. 2 people have been injured as a result of the fire, local authorities said. Russian sources reported that the explosion was so powerful that it scattered debris up to 5 kilometers away and wiped out a nearby settlement. Dozens of low-flying, Lutyai, kamikaze drones were reportedly used in the attack. The attack has caused massive damage, according to the reports. A source within the Security Service of Ukraine, SBU, confirmed hitting the airbase Engels. The statement comes after Regional Governor Roman Busargin reported the heaviest drone strike against Saratov region throughout the entire 3 years of full-scale war. It should be noted that 2 95MS and 2 160 fighters are stationed at the Engels airfield, located about 500 kilometers from the border with Ukraine. These aircraft are regularly used to carry out strikes on Ukraine.